Hello. Come on, kitty. You want to jump up? Come on, jump up. He was just about to jump into my lap, and then he said, nah. What do you think, Mo? Oh, he's thinking about it. Anyway, how you doing? No, he's walking away now. That's the thing about cats. I like it. I like it. They're completely unpredictable. They look like they're going to do one thing, and then they're going to do something else entirely, and that's fine. They don't care. Am I back from Las Vegas already? I think so. It seemed like a long trip to me, and it seemed like a long vacation. It was 10 days with no streams. 10 crazy days. Most of which was not actually on vacation. It was Friday to Monday. Oh my God, what a trip though! Everything was fine. Everything turned out very very nicely. In terms of the planning, we planned ahead. We spent a lot of money for plane tickets and places to stay, and the expensive seats for the Eagles on Friday. Those were not cheap, but they were really good seats, and it was a fantastic show. Man, it was absolutely worth every penny. We really enjoyed it too. The Eagles are so good, and it turns out I think the Sphere is the best place in the world to listen to a live concert. Hard to describe why. Everyone will say the same thing. It's really hard to describe why it was good, but it was really a great place to see the Eagles, and it's the first and pretty much the last time. It was definitely the first and last time I'm going to chance to see some of my musical heroes live, and they're in their 70s. It really inspired me because they're older than me, and they are so musically talented in the terms of both the playing of the instruments. And most importantly, the singing and key, the harmonies of all these classic songs, these classic Eagles songs. And then we went back on Saturday when we saw The Wizard of Oz. I've seen that twice. Anyway, it's a long story. I don't necessarily want to get into the details of all the stuff we did. We had these amazing high-end, we had a really fancy French dinner at one of the fancier French restaurants on the Strip down there. It's called Bouchon. And that was really incredible, really once in a lifetime, fantastic French meal. And then we also went to a steakhouse, which is something I've always kind of wanted to do, like a real Las Vegas steakhouse experience. And we did that. So we packed a lot in, but in the short 3 days, if we had done more, it would have been kind of exhausting. But if we'd done less, we would have had all these great experiences. But still, 3 days, and everything was pretty packed. It's spring break, everything was pretty hopping. Lots of people around, but that's Vegas for you. But it actually, I thought basically after this trip, I'm not going to want to go back to Vegas for a long time. But I may end up going back to Vegas this year again. Just for various reasons. Like my friend Charles, I don't think he's here today, but he comes to my stream a lot. Just moved there the day after I came back yesterday. In fact, he kind of moved there Sunday. We kind of, if we'd overlapped by a week, I'd be able to hang out with him. But in fact, we left basically right as he was unpacking. But he's in Vegas, and I can, so that's somebody I can hang out with because I hang out with him every year at TwitchCon for quite a while. So we're used to hanging out with each other, and we have a pretty good time. So that's good. That's another reason to kind of just go to Vegas on my own sometime for a couple of days if I feel like it. And he's available, and he knows other people and other streamers in Las Vegas too. And I also know Bella's. Maybe we could plan something there. Have a little BellaCon, although she hasn't been around for a while. Anyway, by the way, all right. Hey, so what's going to happen today? Lots of stuff to talk about. It's going to be a long stream. I don't know how long, a couple hours. So no reason to not settle in. I do have a beautiful Bluetooth controller still after all this time, and a freshly poured glass of Diet Coke from the can. Does this look like a can to you? Trust me, it's a can. All right, whatever. Plastic bottle. It doesn't really. It's still Diet Coke. It's really good. I don't know if it's good or not. Let's find out. It'll get you through the day. But now we get to relax. Okay, so things I want to talk about. Yes, trip report. Should anybody have any questions? I mean, I didn't take a lot of pictures or videos. I feel that's some of the few. I have a few regrets. You always do. And a few things we wanted to do we couldn't get done. Like we wanted to go to a bar that was really high up at like this. They have a bar called Skyfall. It's the 65th floor of the Delano, which is the Mandalay Bay, and we'd made a plan to go try to find it and go up there. We didn't call ahead or even just figured there's a bar up there. But as soon as we got to the elevator on the ground floor, it's like closed for a special event. Certain things you couldn't do, but we did do a lot of offhand things. We went to the aquarium the shark reef aquarium there, and we did that kind of. Well, let's just do that, and it was turned out to be kind of fun. It's like a 20-minute walk through this little aquarium, but it's really cool. I really enjoy that, and I even though I recommend it. And we had lots of little experiences like that, but we didn't, there's still a few things. There's still quite a few things I've never done in Las Vegas that are kind of typical Vegas experiences. We lost a little money in the slot machine. We had a drink. We had a drink at the Centrifuge Bar, which is this bar I like where there's music, and it's right in the lobby, basically right in the lobby at the MGM Grand. And we did a lot of window shopping and a little act. She didn't really want to buy stuff for herself. She's not really Kelly, so. But no, we had a great time, and we're still on excellent speaking terms. You know what I mean? We've known each other for a long time. It's not that's not even an issue. So yeah, we're both pretty jazzed about doing more adventures. That was her first time in Vegas, but I'm pretty much a Vegas veteran by now. I took her to the Cosmopolitan because last time I was there, Mimi took us there, and we went to because she told us about the secret flavor changing drink, and I'm like, well, next time, and we did it. I was like, next time I go to Vegas, I'm gonna take Kelly to this. That was back then, 6 months ago, and so I did accomplish that. We did go to the Cosmopolitan. She didn't like it because she does not like tequila. But she likes a lot of other forms of alcohol. But yeah, she's kind of. I think I don't really like tequila. Okay, so here's some things I want to talk about. There's going to be a lot of this weekend starting regular Lego construction streams after the end of the regular stream. Let me show you what we got coming up. Oh my God, this weighs like 700 pounds. So basically, I saved it for my birthday to purchase a lot of Lego. Plus, they have these new. I'm into Star Wars. I'm into Lego. I'm into Star Wars Lego. I've got a lot of Star Wars Lego, and they came out with these new kits. They have this smart play system. It's called Add Smart. Okay, so this is the one that doesn't include the actual smart brick. But this is the new. These are all brand new kits that just shipped in March. This is the new Mos Eisley Cantina, and they're all kind of old school Star Trek ones, which I think is because they're these are going to be real popular, and they want to start kind of. With these smart play kits with kind of the old school stuff, what we call old school Star Wars. But these are the ones that actually include the all-in-one smart kit that I just got. So there's the small. This one is obviously a TIE fighter, but it says includes the. All-in-one includes a smart brick and a smart tag and a smart minifig. I don't necessarily know what that means, so we're gonna find out. I think this will be the first one I build because this is a smaller one. There's a bigger. This is the big one here. The big one here. Oh my God, this weighs 700 pounds. The big one here is called the Throne Room. Reacts the Dual and A-Wing. So, Throne Room Dual and A-Wing. I got this one because, of course, there's another kit that doesn't have the evil Darth Vader. And I'm like, nah, I gotta have Darth Vader, but it also has kind of those red guards, which is from the newer Star Wars episodes. Anyway, it includes, what does it include? 2 smart bricks, which is kind of cool, I guess. 5 of these tags and 3 smart mini. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I have absolutely no idea. And again, these are the first. This is just released and just announced these in January. These smart brick, whatever it is, you recharge the brick and then it knows where it is in position. And it has a little speaker in it. And it has sensors and a speaker. And a little battery. It has a charging pad, and then you plug it into your thing, and then as other figures move by it, it can sense them and trigger certain sound effects. That's the basics of it. But how it actually works together, I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. I did see some of I watched some of the streamers who build a lot of Lego, and it's definitely fun. We'll have to see whether it's a fad or whether they kind of expand this whole smart brick thing. But basically, not today because I have to go back to work. But starting Friday for Stirs, I don't want to hear about it. Starting Friday, we're going to have to go. Now, there's some more update. As you guys know, I do not plan ahead. Thank God. If I had planned ahead one time, I'd have to plan ahead every time. So not only do I never plan ahead, but I also did not plan ahead this time. It's inclusive. All right. The point is I don't plan ahead. But I do try to take advantage of new trends or new something or new updates, city updates. Just was a new city update. Guess what? New city update, which is great. It's terrain we've been over 1 million times. Where is it here? I just want to say what it's called here. See if it has a description. City update 14, the Netherlands and Belgium. Can I see it in the store? Yeah, open to the marketplace. But I wonder if there's a video. This was just this week. It's for one of their free updates. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. The Netherlands border. Yes, I know what the Netherlands is. Just can you... It's a Brooklyn. There's Amsterdam. There's Niederrhein, Castle. Right. There's a seaport to Western. There's a... Okay, Eindhoven, sure. What else do we got? Eindhoven, Antwerp, Bruges. Oh, Bruges is a very pretty city. We're definitely going to do Rotterdam today because we're going to start with Rotterdam. It's also been updated. I've flown over Rotterdam so many times that I feel like even the smallest changes will be quite noticeable to me by now. And I mean, not in the real life. I mean, in the game. But all you have to do is install it, and it basically is part of the world. It's meaning streamed, and I have good internet, so we should be fine there. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. Alrighty then. Oh yeah, so that informs where we're going to start from, but what kind of plane shall we fly in? I got to look around. It has to be a good sightseeing plane, nothing too fast, and something that I can do some canyon carving in, urban canyon carving. Not a helicopter. Ooh, I need something, agile and scenery friendly. There's so many, but that still leaves a lot of choices. But something we can get into and fly pretty quickly. Doesn't have to go too fast. Let's see. I'm just looking through all my planes. It's been a week since I've flown Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know what I mean? So it's all kind of interesting in a sense. Should we fly? I think we should just, we have to, now that I'm there. If I remember correctly, this is an interesting, difficult, slightly tricky plane to fly. Yeah, because of the fuel management system. Let's see if it's going to load here. Give it a second. Right. Oh yeah, the musical category today is a guitar, but I don't know. I might want to, because I haven't played it. I just started where I feel like it. But I do want to play the guitar. I haven't played my bass with Rocksmith, so I may actually do a combination guitar and then keep going, switch to bass, or I maybe get tired of it. Or the only thing I know is I'm not going to bring my keyboard in the middle of this and slap that also down. But I could do guitar and bass. But I'm definitely going to start with guitar. Oh, doing the Eagles thing. It really inspired me to. I think I could become a better singer if I put some effort into it. All right, we're flying over Belgium, or sorry, Netherlands. I don't think we have an actual Netherlands color scheme. We have, closest we're gonna have is pretty much France, I would say. I guess we'll do France. Let's do France. I don't even remember the one we did last time. All right. So yeah, boy, we're taking our time here. Where is Belgium? Everyone knows where. I mean, the Netherlands. I keep saying Rotterdam is here. I keep saying it's this whole area. So last time, let's see. Sometimes we take off from the Navy base, which is appropriate. It's not that far. You can see it's between Amsterdam, which is up here, and then you got Schiphol Airport. We'll take off from this little Valkenburg Navy. Oh no, that's a grass. No, that's a little too small. What's this one here? That's a glider field. Okay, we're not gonna take it from Schiphol because it's too busy. I think there's another little airport. That's not grass. There's definitely a Rotterdam. Maybe we'll just take off from there. But I want to kind of fly from somewhere to somewhere. How big is this? 2,000 feet, not quite enough. What's this here? But I definitely want to check out the convention center. Just checking out what all these little airfields are. It's 27 bituminous. Is that enough? Yeah, no, it's not. I think we need 5,000. This says, or this one here. All right, 7,000 dV on asphalt, set its departure. I just want to give us a reasonable chance of getting off the runway. But cold starting? Heck yes. But we are going to change the time of day. It's nighttime there. And as usual, it's always easier to see where you are during the day. We'll have to see what the live weather is. But I had fun. I sure had fun on vacation, but it's great to be back because my little habits are always calling to me. And you'll never pry me away from my Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is that right? Is that the right imagery here? Oh, what happened to my thingy here? No, I'm not sure this is good. Yeah, resource capacity errors already. Let me see what the issue is. This may be, we may have to choose a different plane. Yeah, let me see what we got here. Yeah, I think we're going to have to re-choose it because I'm seeing it's slowing us down here by quite a bit. Yeah, I'm going to have to, this is, yeah, it's not going to solve it. It's a plane issue. I'm going to choose a simpler plane. We got to get out of this. Oops, I really should have been doing this. I think it's going to crash anyway. But here's I'm looking, seeing what it's filling up, and it's definitely filling up my main memory. So there's a couple things I want to do here. We'll get something going. I haven't tried this new update here. This may be okay. Main menu. That plane does take a lot of memory. I just want to check one thing here. We should get out of this. I want to see if I pick a different plane. Yeah, it looks like okay, it's starting to release some memory. Let's see if I choose a different plane that's, I know is a lot. It's still a great sightseer. This one here. But let's see if we go back here, because I'm looking at my memory. This may be a situation where I just have to buy more memory because it's right at my 32 megabyte main memory limit. That's not my GPU. Let's see if this one will load. Okay, we're going to set it Rotterdam. Change the time of day. Do a start flight. So now I'm watching my task manager on my other monitor here. So memory's up to 25. Yeah, there's some kind of weird memory leak, I think, going on. Or I have to delete some stuff from my community folder. Because, yeah, it's about to hit the memory limit again. Here you go. It's not going to work. So it's showing 29.9 out of 31. It's basically pinned to the memory.
Straight out departure.
Let's just see what happens, but I don't have any optimism that this will. Plus, is it raining? It might get better if we fly around a bit. I'm watching my memory. Now it's down to 27 gig out of the. I could easily. I mean, I have enough space in my, my computer physical space to double my memory from 32 to 64. Okay, well, anyway, we are due west of Rotterdam, so I'm just going to have to turn around here. But it seems like the frame rate is pretty good. Yeah, so it must have, I think it's more plane dependent. Some planes require a lot more resources to hold the actual description of the airplane in memory, and some require less, and I think this is kind of a case of a lot less. Now the weather is not cooperating. Rain is lovely if that's the real thing, and I'm sure it is. It is, but I kind of want to see it during the day, so I'm going to override the live weather. You'll see here. Oh, actually, oh yeah, no, that's a different time of day. But it says live weather there. Probably scattered clouds. That's the most accurate without having it actually being raining. All right, we're going to turn down our power there. It's a negative thing. It's definitely smoothing up. Something about this area. Now, again, they just updated it and look great. So I'm glad we're here and able to see it at some reasonable frame rate. But it seems like my memory capacity, and again, there's two sets of memory capacity. So there's the VRAM memory on the graphics card. I got 12 gig of that. That's a limitation as well. There's two things that both of these will get limited. And then there's your main memory in your computer. I have 32 gig of that, and I really need to double it apparently. That stuff is really expensive right now because the AI, you've heard about it. It way more expensive than when I purchased the system last year. It's doubled. All right. So this isn't the Rotterdam main convention center. It's the train station. It's pretty impressive, and it looks like they've redone it. It's as big as a convention center, but it is not. Oh, I think we're about to hit smash or something. We'll be fine. But yeah, it's choppy because this is a highly detailed area. You should not try to fly around here unless you have a really powerful computer. I'm just saying. And again, this is only a 1.5-year-old PC that I spec'd out particularly. This looks great. Specifically because I wanted to play a flight simulator with it, and I wanted to get good frame rates. And so it's spec specifically for high memory bandwidth. So again, it's not just that I have 32 gig of memory. That's not what makes it expensive. It's 32 gigabytes of the most expensive memory you can get for a PC. It's 7,200. You can look it up. A lot of places won't even sell you 7,200. This stuff all looks really beautifully cleaned up. I mean, it's a treat to fly around here because I recognize these buildings, but like the transparency on that crystal, conservatory there. Oh my goodness, there's gonna be a lot to explore around here. Well, let's just head down to the whatever they call it, the convention center. I keep forgetting it's the Ahoy Center, I believe. There's these two amazing bridges. So most of most of Rotterdam is kind of here, obviously, but the convention center is located to the south. You can get there by train. Wow, it is beautiful. And again, they've done a good job of everything except getting the ships to not only be in water. All right, so we're gonna head down this way here, and then it's kind of a head. Yeah, it looked okay in game, but you get right up close to it. I'm talking about the Ahoy Center, which is where TwitchCon European is. It looked okay, but you get right close to it, and it did look, it looked like it could use a little cleanup. That's a stadium down there, I think. The Ahoy Center is over that direction, but we'll head in a second. It's a beautiful city, and apparently, it's very friendly to, you don't have a car, you need to get, you get bus transport or Uber or effectively or whatever around where we need to be. So, I mean, some people who live there, a lot of people don't have a bicycle or a scooter, and it's a whole lifestyle. Some cities you can have. It's like yeah, there is a mosque here. I remember we've flown over this before a million times. It's really pretty. And, right, then you can take the train here to your stadium. It's really nice. It looks fully cleaned up. I mean, I'm very impressed with it. And again, this is just released this week, this update to Netherlands and Belgium. And we're going to at least check off Rotterdam today, but there's so much to see just in Rotterdam. Maybe we'll go to Amsterdam. We might be able to head up to Amsterdam. It's only about an hour by train, or it's only like 30 miles. So now if we head in on this direction here, let's see, there's that there. We want to head up to there. You can kind of see at the distance here, the Ahoy Center here. We're going to try to get nice and low. Usually when I'm flying a helicopter, I like to land in the parking lot. And it's just because I've never been, but a lot of my friends have been to the TwitchCon Euro, which I think someday I would like to attend. I think it's a European vibe. I'm sure I would have a really good time. But it's obviously a long flight from California to Amsterdam, which is the kind of closest. Then you get a train here. All right, I'm already seeing that it looks a lot really different and cleaned up, really nicely cleaned up. Okay, hold on a second here. It's still okay. Let's take it out. All right, everybody, put your magical parachutes on. Oh, yeah. It's still a little rough. There's still some floating stuff. Those are like lights. But, compared to how it was before, I mean, you still want to get back a little bit. And a lot of these cars being 3D detailed, I think they were just imagery before. And I don't think these trees were here. This was not here before. This thing that has kind of a signpost there. And there's the Ahoy Center. It's in two parts. There's this hall here, right? And then there's this hall here. Actually, it's more than that. There's quite a few halls. But all in all, a very large convention center. I don't know where. My suspicion is that TwitchCon isn't that big, and it just takes place in this hall here because that's plenty of room. But there's a train station. You can see the trains kind of come up to there, I believe. So that's where you'd walk. So if you take the train from downtown Rotterdam, I think the train station is right around here. It might be underground or something. Not sure about that. But yeah, they've upgraded all of this stuff. All right, back in the plane. Here it is. Back in the plane. Everyone get back in the plane. I think there's some kind of observation tower. Well, let's just see what there is to see. All right, time has restarted. Oh yeah, there's this area. Okay, that is the convention center. I don't think Mistress Mort. She seems kind of negative on it. Like somebody would have to come in and basically slap $5,000 or $3,000 or whatever. And it wouldn't be me. It'd be somebody who wants her to come to Europe. Let's go that way. I'm not sure she has that level of fandom right now. All right, so there's this famous. It's the call. I think it's called the Amsterdam, right, or it's the Netherlands, whatever. But this is. I think it's a floating hotel now, right? You stay here. This is a hotel because it's got a great location. And it's always looked good in game, but that's a unique ship that only appears this one location in the game. It's pretty nice looking. I don't know, at least that's what I've been told. And this kind of whole area here, there's a park, and this is kind of lined with hotels, high-end hotels, etc. There's a little inlet here. They have fixed up this area. Wow. I mean, the tower looked good, but that stuff down there is new. Again, they're really working to make the European cities look, very realistic. And as far as I know, they are. But I would trust them. I mean, they are. It's a European company. It's our speed. We're going nice and slow, which is the way I like it. What is this here? What's going on here? What's going on down here? So that's like a shiny. I think like an inverted metal bowl with a. I don't know what that is. That is some wild ass stuff right there. Okay. Wow. All right, we're gonna go down here to a little urban canyon carving. Do not try this at home unless you're at home. But you also probably get your license revoked. But the idea is to stay below the levels of the buildings on both sides, as long as you can. Oh, this is a really famous, place. Okay, so they built this as a bridge, but these are apartments, high-end apartments and condominiums or houses or whatever. But it's built over this. They didn't have any room. And it's really famous. I think it was built in the 70s or the 70s or the 80s or something. And this was not in the game previously. And look at the detail required to model this. But it's built on these everything's 45 degrees. There's no horizontal or vertical planes anywhere. And that is pretty intense architecture. So good job to the people at Soba Studios. Oh, and also that thing behind it, there's a sculpture behind it. Right, I think we investigated that. Also, that thing that looks like a big kind of hangar is that interior mall, an indoor mall. Man, the buildings are super detailed. Wow. But that's kind of an arts center, I believe, of Rotterdam right there. But then there's this whole waterfront area. I just want to fly over this stuff in circles forever. And this thing here, I mean, I kind of want to find out. Look, we're here. Let's find out. Can everyone bail out of the plane? Can you like get right up close and kind of see that there's this? Yeah, it's not quite the illusion of a conservatory. This way, it's called the Tropicana. At least it's got a signage to it. Okay. All right, where's the plane? It doesn't matter. We'll find it. There it is. All right, magical parachute time. But I'm having a good time. I haven't flown in a long time. I'm glad our technical issues are at least not horrible, but I'm going to have to start saving up. Actually, I can afford it. For the 32 gig of memory. You know what I mean? Oh, this is a cool looking, like, port side building here. Oh, it's on stilts. That mofo is on stilts. I'm just saying. But yeah, again, we've flown around Rotterdam a million times, and it's always been an ooh-ah experience. But now it's a super ooh-ah experience. Because I can't even count the number of these buildings that have been touched or are new or different or more detailed, and little details like that. Oh my goodness. Now, we haven't even tried seeing it at night. Maybe we could try seeing it at night right now. All right, so we're going in circles, right? That floating hotel is right ahead of us. Which that intentional. Oh yeah, this island here has these really cool looking, I assume, residential towers. You can see it's kind of on reclaimed land in the bay here, and that's always wild to look at. I mean, the architecture there is basically it was cool. It was always this part's always looked really cool, but it's a little different and a little more detailed than it was before. That the architecture in Rotterdam, there's all these old buildings, and these churches and things like that, cathedrals, but then they have some wild modern architecture there. And Amsterdam does too, but I think Rotterdam is even more of a kind of a high contrast between the old city and the new city. So this little thing there that says Rotterdam, I kind of want to see is there like a castle we can visit around here? There's some kind of castle somewhere. I mean, off in the distance, you can kind of already see the skyline of Amsterdam. It's that direction, or is it that direction? It's up there. It's not that far. But this is where it says Rotterdam. But I think that effectively the city center is closer to the river. But then it goes through this whole area here, and there's the area up here. Wow, it's all been redone. So this says something. All right, we started here, kind of here, because this is where that huge train station is. Kind of real super modern. Again, the architecture, super modern. Okay, which I don't remember seeing before. So that might actually be new in the game. Might be a recent thing that they built recently. I don't know. Huh. Well, Rotterdam, just as ever before, and I have a lot of viewers out there. Is that the airport? Yeah, okay, that's where we started. Yeah, so Amsterdam would be up to the northeast, right? But I kind of want to see if there's like some kind of castle or something. Okay, there's where you are. There's Rotterdam. This part of the coast is not much to it. And there's some pretty stuff to the west. There's like like windmills and stuff. I always fly towards Amsterdam. I think it'll be more fun to fly south and see what there is down there. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of water. But obviously you go right from the Netherlands to Belgium, but it's all been cleaned up. So let's head south. I wonder how long it will take to basically go from flying over a large European capital to farmland. You can see that's Rotterdam there. We're gonna head south. Let's see if I can find out some kind of major road. This looks like that's like where a train goes underground right there. It's kind of cool. You can see that. So it turns into a subway, follows that route. Probably goes into the town somewhere. Towards the town. Anyway. I'm trying to fight the plane, get enough, keep the nose from being too light here. A little negative trim going here, maybe. Alright, now we got some little more negative trim, maybe a little more negative trim. Yeah, some more train major. All right, we already passed around here. I don't care. We're gonna be doing this, and once I find a location that's been updated, we're gonna take it in. You know what I mean? There's no hurry. But I'm learning things about some of these areas that have a high density of these unique three-dimensional objects, but mainly buildings, but ships and things. That I'm running into my 32 gigabyte memory limit, and it will really help, especially because I'm streaming from the same computer. So I have an excuse to invest in that next. Honestly, I don't think I do want to eventually get a new video card, but based on what I can tell, until I can get a video card that has more than 16 gigabytes of RAM, mine currently has 12. Until I can get it, oh, that's a cool looking building around there, with the check marks on it. Until I can get one that has more than twice that, 24 gig, at a reasonable price, it's going to be a while. There's no reason to upgrade it. It's really all about memory and not running out of it in order to store all this stuff so it can generate the frames. Right, so that's south. I see some things in the distance, but this is obviously it'll get a lot easier on the graphics engine, because eventually it's going to turn into kind of rural and suburban, and then rural, and then agrarian, agricultural. But I want to check out this. Is this like just an observation tower? I don't know. Again, I always go north to Amsterdam, but we'll do Amsterdam like tomorrow, Friday or something. But we will be flying around this area, just not the same cities. There's a lot of cities. I'm gonna go. I assume there is a video which we could look at. We should look at the video. Maybe we'll do that before the big brain games. Did I not mention we're gonna do the big brain games? I probably didn't because it's we do it every time. I do it every time. This is a large train yard. This is a more commercial one, or freight activity. There you are. All right. Hey, I figured you could handle a little ribbing, but seriously, good to see. But seriously, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Look what I'm doing. I'm flying around in my virtual airplane. This shock. Not the one that has all the fans in it. Not the flying GPU. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's basically the same content. I've been out of town though, so I just got back into town on Monday. Today is Wednesday. It's first stream in a while. So I'm looking forward. We're gonna do the big brain games. I'm gonna do something musical today. The guitar of day is thanks. Could I fly over Vietnam? Heck yes, I can fly over Vietnam. That was thank you for conveying that. Does she want me to fly over Vietnam today, like right now? Because it's not a problem. Anyway, this is this is a Les Paul. I figure if you have a Gibson Les Paul gold top, why would you play it? What is the time frame for me flying over Vietnam? Honestly, you can go anywhere in the world anytime. This is this big kind of place where they have like water. Well, I've been busy. Yeah, now and then I was on vacation. First, I was busy at work because I had a vacation coming up, so I couldn't watch streamers as much as I had been. And I want to, and I consistently do like to stream. So, if I have to cut something out, it's gonna be watching other people's streams. But I still do a lot, and then I kind of do. I'm able to do it at work, but I can't really participate because I'm not listening. I'm just kind of watching. So I'm lurking and around a lot more than people think. But I get people like, why are you still there? Why are you talking? And that's fine. It's just I get stretched a little thin. There's a lot of people wondering the same thing. I love these little hamlets, these little towns, and that is extra colorful. I know they've kind of redone this whole area, so it looks like they got a new paint job. And these towns just look so bucolic. Gibsons are that's fighting talk. If you're a Gibson fan, actually look, I have Gibsons and Epiphones. Nobody's ripping off anybody. They're both great guitars. They're just different, That's a made in USA Gibson, okay? It's not a Gibson. It's not made in China. That's the other thing is now you can get what you finally can get a perfect copy of a made in America. There's no way of telling. They used to have a tell. They used to have multiple ways of telling that they just didn't get right, details. But they finally got them right. So now you can get something that looks perfect. You want an old Gretsch. Those have a lot of mojo. The thing about any old guitar is that it can look pretty good, but if it's been played a lot, it might need to be refretted. And that's the only thing that scares me about old guitars is I'd have to play them. You can't you can't tell in photographs. And they might even say things like, "Oh, a little bit of fret wear." And then you get in it, you look at it, it's like that's a lot of fret wear. My guitars, I wear them. Eventually, I wear them out. Or eventually, they develop fret wear, and it becomes definitely not the same thing. So I kind of become. I just want to see what all these little hamlets are down here. It's fun to fly over a big city, like we just flew to Rotterdam, and then kind of the outlying areas. And again, these looks like they've all been refreshed with lots of kind of these colorful row houses where they got the green, the yellow, and the red. Is that the flag of Netherlands or something like that? That color? Is that patriotic? You got like the school field in the middle, but it does get more. It's a lot easier to handle out here. So does Milo when does Milo want me to fly around Vietnam? I'm going to be around all weekend. I told her I want to run I got this whole thing in mind. I want to run movie nights on her Discord. Oh yeah, well you can fly, you can get drones in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I think what you're saying is something that would let you see what's happening in the real world, from your, you know what I mean, which would be cool. Anyway, I want to run in case this kind of I'm trying to pressure her into let me effectively run a movie like she wants to do. I downloaded Eternal Sunshine of the Eternal Sunshine of the something mind. What is it? Damn, the Beautiful Mind. Um, can't remember now. That one with Jim Carrey, and she wanted. I don't know if she saw that, but I got that one all queued up. But she wants to see Nacho Libre, which is a Jack Black movie. It's kind of I saw it once. I thought it was okay, but I think I definitely could see it again. I would like to see, and it's on Prime and it's leaving next week, so we're gonna watch Nacho Libre. But the cool thing is, I downloaded a series. I downloaded. We can have a short subject before the main feature is what I'm trying to get at. The short subject is going to be oh wait a minute, I gotta go up here. The short sub it's called Getting It On with Steve Brule, I believe. What is it called again? Shoot. Hold on a second here. Let's go check it out. Sorry. It's a short subject. If you haven't seen these before, these are great. It's called Check It Out with Dr. Steve Brule. They were on Adult Swim, and you can't get them anymore. You cannot find them online. I had to snatch them from the internet by grabbing bits with my hands as they floated above me. But I have managed to reconstruct, looks like to 11 episodes of it. They're only like 20 minutes long. And Check It Out with Dr. Steve Brule, I believe, will be an ideal opening, like an opening segment. Yeah, you can turn everything. So I got Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, right? Okay, I remembered it finally. And Check It Out with Dr. Steve Brule, which is, I haven't seen them since they came out. You know, Matt? Yeah, I was on Adult Swim. That guy, what's his name? Do Not Smash. These are cool, though, how they kind of turn around, generate power for you. All right, wait, we're not in South anymore. Let's head over the water here. So check it out with Dr. Steve Brule, and each one has a really funny kind of subject, like family, health, fear, boats, pleasure. This is the titles of the episodes. Space, life, church, home. John C. Reilly. Yeah, thank John C. Reilly. Horse, like HORC. Children, skateboards. Those are the subject titles. It's a funny show, but when you see they're all one-word titles, but they don't really say anything about it. And if you see the episodes, he barely talks about whatever he'll barely brush by whatever the subject is because he's just being weird. Well, yeah, it was supposed to be a filler show that take place on a public access channel at 4 a.m. in the days of videotape. Although it was filmed after videotape, right? But and that's all you really need to know about it. To justify that it's a low budget show, but he's great in it. If I remember, I mean, it's kind of one of those shows. So yeah, so my idea of a movie night is we'll see an episode, check it out with Dr. Steve Brule, and then a movie. You know what I mean? It'll be like a nice 2.5 hours. But I think it's better to have something to warm up with than just to dive into the movie. And you know what? It can't be another movie. So I had to. I thought, hey, if I can get these, check it out. And it actually was kind of hard. They're not that easy to get on the torrents. It took me a while to kind of find have it where I had it up. And because they're not like a current thing that just got put up, so you have to find somebody who's had them for a while. All right, where are we? I don't know. We're basically going south. We're seeing a lot of wind turbines, but I'm enjoying the kind of more rural sightseeing. And honestly, I don't know, and I don't need to know exactly where I am. Basically, way up there is going to be Rotterdam at this point. But I bet we're almost as far from Rotterdam as Rotterdam is from Amsterdam. It's a ways. We're doing that 92 knots, about 100 miles, 100 miles an hour. So it looks like there's some kind of city up here, though. That's a little more developed. Where will I be able to figure out what city it is? Probably not. Although again, there's this airport here, and this is probably going to be a clue. SEPPE, S-E-P-P-E, right? What is this one down here? That's Vernsdracht Air Base. But I do want to figure out, they always kind of update castles and things like that. And we have to, you have to end up kind of knowing what castle is. Usually they put out a video, which I did not check. So there's this kind of city here, but I don't really see, it's not really on the map. Right? It's not like... Yeah, unfortunately, these maps don't have place names, as far as I can tell. But that, a decent sized village there. Pretty. Nicely organized. Checking out all the features. Some kind of park over there. City Square. Industrial, commercial there. Yeah, not too fancy. Nothing too fancy. Alright, where is the nearest airport? Is always a good question to ask. This is actually a pretty big airport here. It's about a 5-minute flight. Let's just check it out. We're gonna have to. The only issue is to not get smashed up by a wind turbine. So, but I don't know. We have to find out when Milo wants to. Which day on the weekend? She can get a little like she wants to run the video, but then at the appropriate time, which would be any time after I'm done with my stream. Because I will be streaming on the weekends, my regular 11:30 a.m. to whenever, so 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. ish. Although I might be doing some long streams because I'm building Lego. I got a backlog of Lego to build, and this should be some really fun stuff. All right, we're in a farm that farms both plants and electrons. One of them farms. All right, so it's basically up there. SEPPE. Yeah, I was right. S-E-P-P-E. I don't know what that means. S-E-P-P-E. But I do have the ability to look it up on Google Maps. Oh, don't smash. Don't smash. There you go. Don't smash. What I'm saying is don't smash. See, I'm like, whee! It's flying is fun. But don't smash. Unless you want to smash. Instantly like that thing, because it'll probably fall over too, as well as steal you. It'll be damaged. All right. Well, it's the not the world. SEPPE maps. Personal maps. Okay. If I typed in SEPPE, Netherlands. Yes. Let's try that. Netherlands. Yep. That's a place, is it? No. Maybe it isn't. Well, that's in the right direction where I should be. Boston. I can't pronounce any of these names. Okay, so at least we're still in the Netherlands, according to this. But specifically where, I mean, it's not that. That's not the airport. The cities is different. The city's different. I just want to see if one of these is going to be a. Oh wait, that's a city there. Let's fly over that. I'm in Ohijuri. What's the name of the show with John C. Reilly called? Did you just type that? Maybe you were missing. I mentioned it several times. I don't know if you're still there. It's Check It Out with Dr. Steve Brule. Oh, you got it? Yeah. Yeah, you can look it up on the internet. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. So I have. There's only like 16 episodes, and I wasn't able to get, I think, 4 or 5 of them. They just didn't fully download. But I got 11 episodes, and they're all really good. None of them are related to each other. From what I remember, it's been like at least 10 years since I saw them. But again, I think they'd be great, for a comedy movie. You don't want to just dive into the movie. That's yeah, exactly. These days, nobody really needs to know how to be told something to do something in art. This looks like a fun place to land because I want to do the big brain games. But notice how there's a really cool little some landscape feature here for this airport here. Isn't that kind of nice? That's just landscaping there. There's no purpose there. Oops. Whoa. All right, so we're gonna land at this little airport here. It's gonna be fun. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad people are coming by. I took some time off, like a week. You never know. Like nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna remember you ever streamed for. One of the fun things this plane has that many other planes in the game does, in fact none do really, is a fuel dump feature. So you open the fuel and you can actually see fuel spewing out the back of the plane. And you should do this over water. But the point is, if you have too much, you have to make an emergency landing and you have too much fuel. In any typical plane, you can see the fuel on the lower, which I kind of do. I'm over. So we're going to dump some fuel, so I'm under, down in the yellow range there. And that's so that we're not so heavy that we bounce really hard. But typically, this would be illegal unless it's an emergency. Or you either want to do this at high altitude or over water because, yeah, you could leave. That's fuel. But okay, we're down to 29%, 28%. Then I'll close the valve at about. That's good right there. Close the valve. All right, so we're no longer dumping fuel. All right, but so we're gonna now we're light enough to land. This is all beautiful terrain down here, though. It's kind of industrial. We're gonna reduce power here. This plane does not have. Yeah, it's raining. Yes, I'm sure those people are very happy. Hey, they're Sims. You know what I mean? They're not in control of their own emotions. All right, this plane does not have retractable landing gear. As you notice, I didn't bother to not put it down. It just doesn't. It just stays there. It's not designed for high-speed activities, but it does have flaps that have various positions. Those flaps are kind of inboard on the back wing there, and you do want to engage them flaps there, so that you can slow down enough to gently land at under 40 knots. It doesn't have speed brakes or spoilers, but you typically don't need it because if you see that big bubble in the front tends to cause a lot of drag. It's not really a fast plane. So anyway, we're managing our speed there. So there's that knots there. At 40 we're going to stall, but at 60 when you try to hit the ground you're going to bounce. But we are configured for landing. And it's all the flaps we should need. Gear down, flaps down. Everybody should have their tray and table in the upright position and their seatbelts fastened. Shit. So I just was flying. We flew Southwest Airlines from Oakland to Las Vegas on Friday. Plane left around 11 a.m. And then we left Monday, and the plane left around 3:30 a.m. 3:30 p.m. Okay, what's my airspeed? I want to make sure I have enough maneuver speed here. Okay, we're over 50 knots. Gonna reduce power a little bit more. You can see that landscape feature I talked about. We're coming in right over. It's kind of like a pond or something. It's really cool. Reducing power. But the nice thing is, I think this was actually nice. I think it was actually easier to fly Southwest because they changed their policy. Southwest used to have this, always has had a. You board by zone and you take whatever available seat you want that's available. Until just this beginning of this year, January, pretty recently, they switched over like January 1st. It's a pretty major thing to you reserve the seat you're going to sit in online. When you buy your ticket, like every other airline, it's a really good thing. Oh yeah, you're new to Flight Sim. You did the career mode. Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time. I mean, the career mode, I have kind of done it as far as doing it kind of regularly on stream. I just do these like virtual sightseeing flights. But I like to, it involves knowing the system, understanding how the planes work. I usually like to cold start, but I don't have time today. But I think actually the new system, I think honestly it's better. When you have a sign, we knew it's they still board you by this by in a section, but it's based on where you're sitting. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's more efficient. From what I could tell, it's better efficient. And I started thinking about why the specific reason why the old system was bad, and I realized what it is. It's that some people have a lot of problems choosing a seat from some number of seats. They can't. In other words, there's 10 seats available. They got to pick one. It could take them a long time. Other people like you, me, and most people just see 10 seats and just grab one. They're all about the same. Whatever. Or if you want a window, get the window. You know, other people are confronted by that. It might take them several minutes to figure out which seat they want, and then they're still not happy with it. In other words, they just, letting them choose the seat at the end is just going to slow everyone down. Not everyone's like that, but enough people are like that. So, and those people are slowing down everyone behind them in line. In fact, the idea that you could let people just take as long as they want to pick whatever seat from open seats doesn't take you, me, and a normal person very long, like 5 seconds. But there's always some weirdo that it takes several minutes for them to decide what seat they want. And I'm sure they had and that's what was slowing down the boarding procedure. I know I'm just kind of ranting on this, but the point is, it's good now. Oh look! Oh, this guy's gonna like this parking job here. I'm gonna smash my wing into that, sir. Look, but he's reasonably happy. There he is. There. Hello. It's a person. I think it's a lady, actually. Hello. Boy, the details are getting good. All right, let's shut this thing off. Let's see. Heat off. Lights off. Generator off, and then you're gonna set your mixture here to cut, and that's gonna cut the engine off because there's no fuel. Battery off. External power. Do you really have external? Yeah, all this stuff. I think is there a separate? There's probably a separate thing. All right, but that's the off position there. That was a fun flight to head back since I'm addicted to the flying. But again, there's a new update for in Netherlands and Belgium, including Bruges. In Bruges, one of my favorite movies. Certainly one of my favorite Colin Farrell movies. I've seen it quite a few times. We're gonna do fly around Bruges pretty soon. Bruges is your city? You personally own the entire city? I'm not worthy. We have a city owner here. But no, we can fly. Well, I'm gonna fly. It could be Friday. So I do this. I stream Wednesdays, Friday. Well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Also, it's Saturday, Sunday. It's 5 days a week. Just not Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm gonna work. I gotta work. All right. But that was the flight simulator. I'm gonna go into just chatting. There's got a lot more streaming to do, though, man. We are just getting running for this massive return to the streaming stritty, whatever it is. All right, I'm going to get out of this here. We're going to retire out of this gamey thing here. We're going to switch to the face cam only for a second. I'm surprised it didn't crash, honestly. And by the way, the issue is certain planes require a lot more memory than other planes. And I'm running on the edge. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is bring up the big brain game number 1. Which is the Quirtle. Right, we're in just chatting. I'm going to play this game. It's something I do every day, even if I'm not streaming. First I do the Wordle, and then sometime later in the day I do all the Quirtles. And there's 5 of these every day. Okay, what this word is BLUS something. I mean, what could it be? BLUS. It's got to be blush, which is good because we need that H, right? And now we have ASH. Couple things that could be awash, AWASH, could be my cat's making dangerous noise. What else could be? All right, let's try awash. That's a word. Yeah, I thought it could be awash. All right, and that gives us the W or eliminates the W. Well, we're gonna play some games that have some potential community participation in after. All right, I want to try upper right. It's just a guess, but I'm going to guess drink. Even if it's wrong, it gives us... Okay, see, now I know it's probably grind, but because that D is at the end. And we still have 2 guesses left for the last one. And we know all the letters, so it's going to be scalp, right? Yeah. Scalp. That's an easy one. All right, that's your warm-up of the Big Brain Games. The second of the Big Brain Games is the Revealed. It's this game they put into one of these Britannica.com. You can go there and play this for free if you want. You gotta look at the ads. In fact, so do I. All right. Today's category is history and society. We all they give us is this heavily redacted document, which we can unredact certain things from it if we want to, or if I want to. You know what I'm saying? All right, and that's where the game is, figuring out what things to unredact. But let's read this out loud first. It's very helpful. Okay, history and society. What we're looking for here in blank history refers to any of certain blank of blank, and central blank, respectively, one, the land of the thing we're looking for on the southeastern blank of the blank, which came under blank and blank rule in the blank. 2. The blank ruled from blank by the blank blank dynasty, including blank and blank with blank as its capital, which blank much of northern blank and western blank in the blank and blank centuries, and united blank under its blank blank 3, the blank created after the I have no idea. The blank created after the fall of the blank and blank. There's 3 different things. Central where? This is interesting. Okay, and it's a 7-letter word. It's not I don't think it's the name of a specific country. I mean, it's not something like dynasty, is it? I mean, it has the right number of letters, but that's too vague. All right, something I want to see Europe. Okay, it's European history. I guess that's helpful. This is going to be kind of tricky. I think it's something European history wise. Much of northern what? Germany. Is it? It's not Prussia. Is it? It was Prussia. All right. Well, we did pretty well. There. Thank you for your help on that one. That was just a good guess. Honestly, I think we did okay. How many things? I needed, what, 2? I don't know how that even came into my head. Oh, my Lord. All right. That was a relatively hard one. The reason, I think the northern Germany and the fact that it couldn't have been a country, and Prussia's not technically a country. Again, it was a region. So I guess all those things kind of gelled in 7 letters. Because yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, well that's good. That's what we call a win. The next one is another game. It's called the Tightrope Trivia Quiz. This one again is because it's timed. I got to go super fast. The speed you get these answers in is a huge part of your score. It's the biggest part of your score, not just getting them right. This is the Wednesday one. There's a 9 question. Let's just play 4 multiple. Shut up. Yellow Sideways author must have been Baum there. We just saw the Wizard of Oz in the Sphere, and that is a show. I've seen it twice now. I can see it again. The crocodile does not. Jaws don't move side to side. Yeah. Candelabra on piano. My pal Liberace. I'm going for the quick. If I know the answer, I'm going to quick. Because of expertise in rocketry. Werner von Braun. But then we'll do some games that people could participate in should they want to. No, the writing on the wall. That makes sense, but I did not know that one. So there you go. Dude, which of the following forms gambling? Marbles? Pinball machines. Those could have been either one, I think. Kuna is in which lands? Isn't that Swahili, I believe? Kenya has a bunch of language. This is a hard one. I don't know if it's that hard, but it's trivia. Which Russian? Well, the boy is Baryshnikov, right? Did that. Okay, at least being a certain age helps with some of these, a certain age being old. Portraying which woman? Both portrayed, right. They both portrayed Marilyn Monroe. Good guess, but I think I saw those performances, yeah. Well, that's a cross. We crossed that was a loss. A cross, but a loss in that it was not a high enough score. They've been getting harder. I used to have no problem getting 2,000 or above. And in the last couple of weeks, I rarely have gotten a 2,000 points. I believe they are trying to harden, either that or they're moving through all the possible trivia questions that are at all easy, so they're getting harder. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not like you get paid. We are still deep inside the Big Brain Game segment. The next one is called The Reunion. This is an interesting thing. This will take a little while to play, so settle in. Pour yourself a Diet Coke. Enjoy. After this, Big Brain Games, there'll be a short break, and then the musical segment, which is by all means highly missable. I just haven't played guitar in a while. I want to play guitar and sing because I was inspired by going to the Eagles, see the Eagles. But I would, by the way, I know Milo isn't here, but I'll fly over Vietnam if she'll watch, if I know she's watching. I don't know. Is she watching? Hold on a second. I know she's not, but I can bring up Kick here. But my cat needs some attention. I know she's on.
To your lips. I think those are more.
Full volume. Okay, no, let's watch her. Ooh, wow. Okay, so yeah, Milo's on Kick. Fine. All right, so how do we play this game? Okay, well, we got to move letters around. We got some clues. Color letter. If it's green, it's in the final position. All right, let me just do this here. Okay, this could be on the row or the column, row. Yeah, we don't have any. Okay, this has to be on the column. Oh, we got a lot of T's. We got a lot of A's. We got an S. We got a bunch of I's. This E could be, I think, would have to go after the C. This E has to go here. That's just kind of intuition here. And because this T turned white, I know this T and was yellow. I know the T appears on this right column. We just have to remember that. But I don't know where in that column. Could be at the end. And then we have a word D blank CE. Could I figure out what that could be? D blank blank CE. I mean, what could it be? Because we have a limited number of letters. I mean, it can't be DS something, DC something. No. DI something CE. DI. DA something CE. A could be a possibility. But then what? Dance. DANCE. That's pretty much the only word I think can fit in here. Let's just find out. Okay, it's not dance. But then what could it be? Because the fact that this A, does that mean it has to go here? Yeah. Okay, well, at least I figured out where the A is. But now I don't see any word that could fit there. Hey, Hackside, how you been? We're both on the same. Dang it, we don't have Mistress Board streams to keep us occupied. So I was flying around. I'm just flying around. Just doing back to my regular stream, flying around. Big brain games, and then a musical performance of some kind. I'm trying to figure, is this a word here or the hedge? Because the hedgehog and the fox have to be reunited, and so they can form a space like here to there. So because I can't think of a word that's right. There's no word that's D blank ACE that can fit here, because very few words. Because there's no diphthongs in front of a D except for like DR, and Drace is not a word. So and D, there's no other vowel there, right? That could fit there. Yeah. So what we know is where this T is here is eventually the dude is going to go there, and almost certainly where the P is, and forming 2-3 letter words in the center column. It's just the way this game goes. But now let's see if we can figure out any of these other words here. So I'm wondering if this word here on the right is going to be, no, it can't be comment. Well, maybe it is. It could be commend. Commend? No, because the M can't go there. If the M was there, it ought to be green. I think the M has to go here, right? Yeah. Because the other M was yellow. That's good, though. And then this word is going to be, if I'm correct, then this word has to be a word. Am I something, E something. All right, what could that be? It could be mimed, M-I-M-E-D. But then would that fit there? Mimes? Could be mimes with a plural. All right, I just got a feeling that this S is over here. All right, it wasn't. Hello, how you doing? I'm just randomly playing this game. Not doing very well today. All right. Well, I gotta forget. We should be able to figure out this word on the right. That S. Could it be miser? It could be miser. Now I think the S is going to be there, and then this is going to be here. And this word is going to be torment, because we have a lot of T's to get rid of. At least we're moving forward. This will not take forever. This P, by the way, got to remember, this T is going to turn green. The P is going to turn white, because I think, but we'll find out. And that means it has, it turned yellow. Okay, good. That means it has to be here. I'm just kind of using some logic to finish up this game. I like to get this in 11 moves. You can't go back is the key. So the fewer moves you get to solve it, the better. And I'm just kind of using some experience of doing this for months in a row. All right, this there's a word that starts with T, ends with T, but doesn't have any A's in it. It's not tarot or anything like that. So it's going to be, it probably has I. It's something probably, it's going to be... Or because there aren't any diphthongs there. That's going to be interesting, right? And then this has to be a vowel, A-R something, but I think it's a word, right? What kind of, and it can't be an E. Is it possible this is a word and this is going to be dip and I kind of think it has to be, nope. That has to go there. Well, I'm doing some, this is a hard game, by the way, which is why I like to take my time. You kind of eventually get some things, some instincts. I'm still don't know where the bottom word is. It's going to be, is it just going to be, no, it can't be pleat, or that would be yellow. Oh, throw it up there. But you know, if it's against, please do. But if it's against Twitch and or YouTube terms of service, I reserve the right to delete it. Other than that, go for it. I mean, I'm not going to be offended. I'm just wondering, am I missing something here where this D something ACE word can be a word, right? D-ace or something? No, it's definitely this N has to go somewhere. Okay, so this could be an A. Okay, got it. So the word at the bottom is gonna be plant, right? Yes. Okay. So we have two A's that could go there. Yes. Okay, fine. At least I finally saw that. Yeah. PG. Oh, even better. This word here again. What is this word? I'm just wondering, this could be timed, Timed, right? I think it's got to be timed, and then, oh, it's not timed. Well, then, oh my God, I have no. Oh, it could be timid. Oh, why did I not? Why did I? Oh, I'm blowing moves, but I'm learning stuff. Besides, there's a whole nother game to go after this. Actually, we're gonna do the connections after this. This could take a while. I still haven't done the musical segment, but that's what it is. If I have only 10 words to survive in a country I don't speak the language of, that it will get teleported to, what would they be? I have no phone. No phone, but you have money to get around. It's in a city. Yes, no, left, right, and good, bad. You don't have to do 10 all. 10 words, phrases. I think the first phrase I would want to do is, please sell me your electric eel. That's 7. The next thing I'm going to want to know in the language is slap my face. All right, that's 10. All right, I gotta get the idea. Is this gonna? Okay, is it possible? Yeah, it's got to be okay. Where the CE is where the bad guy is, where the fox and the you can get weird as that. So we should be able to figure this one here. This is gonna be mascara. All right, so we're just gonna do this mascara. Let's just get this done here. 20 moves. Yeah, this is not good. And then it's gonna be tempt. Why did I not get tempt a long time ago? 22 moves. 22 moves. I figure you never know when you're in a strange place and you really have a hankering for an electric eel. You really do. And you don't have your iPad, which can translate from any language to any other language, which I usually have. You're right. I mean, I don't have my phone. You said it. No phones allowed. But if you do need electric eel and you weren't, I mean, imagine how hard it would be to kind of mime that to somebody. You know what I mean? You'd be like swimming in the water, and you pick it up and you go, you know what I mean? Actually, it'd be pretty easy to mime electric eel. Think about it. That'd be the easiest one to mime. You could get. I amused myself. Okay, look, that was terrible. 2 stars is terrible. Slap on the wrist. Maybe we'll do better next time, which is going to be Friday. But in the meantime, let's play another big brain game because otherwise the stream is going to go till Thursday. Connections. There we go. Connections. The connection. I got a 3-day streak going. All right, what is the connections about? You can help out with this one. You're welcome to throw out categories you think it is. I don't care. What is connections though? They've been putting this game on for years. It's a game in which there's 16 words and or short phrases, but in this case it's words. You got to organize them to 4 affinity groups, but you don't know what the affinity groups are. You got to figure that part out. That's the fun. And here's the part. There's misdirection and wordplay and play. What do I mean by misdirection and wordplay? By misdirection, I mean there's often a 5th affinity category that is fake. And by wordplay, I mean there's often homophones, homonyms, homonyms, precedent and antecedent word pairs, that kind of thing. Let's just get right into them and read them off. Okay, wire, quark, cloud, ping, spin, obscure, charge, fortune, check. These all seem the same. Time, gallop, blur, muddy, people, cash, and cur. That's definitely wordplay there. Wow, boy, this is going to be a hard one. I can already tell. I kind of like muddy, obscure, blur, and cloud. I think that's it's either the 5th one or it's 1 because there's 4 that kind of mean the same thing, and there isn't a 5th thing that could really go into that category, right? I think we're pretty good with that one. Let's just find out. Yeah. Obfuscate, a great word. All right, so we got one category down. We still got 3 to go. But technically, we only have 2 to go because the last one falls out automatically. All right, spin. And some of these can remember. Precision or antecedent word. Spin, wire, charge. The thing is, spin, charge, quark. Okay, well, those are properties of a particle, but none of these others are, actually. So I don't think those are going to go together. Let's see. Check. Let's see. Gallop is a pole, right? But it could also be gallop like a horse gallop could be like to charge. So you galloping and charging, but then what else? Nothing else really falls in that category. I don't know of other polls. I mean, does Fortune magazine have a poll? Is People magazine? Yeah, actually, Fortune, People, Time, though, and Spin. I believe these are magazines. Let's try that one, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're doing good. Those are the easier ones, but still, we're down to 1, and we have not made any bad choices yet. By we, I mean me and the mouse in my pocket, or the cat that's sitting over. He's not helping, but it's okay. All right. So check, wire, gallop, quark, ping, charge, cache, and cur, which is, I don't know what that would go after. I mean, check, wire, charge, and cache are all ways of paying for something, different ways of paying. I'm going to try it. None of these other, cur is not currency, is it? Yeah, payment methods, which I should know. I'm in the payment industry. Although, you know what I mean? We have other payment methods now. Ping, gallop, quark, and cur. What's the connection? We don't need to know it to get a perfect message, but I kind of want to figure out what is it. Right. Ping pong. What is the connection between gallop and a quark? Oh, there are misspellings of quantities. So like quark is quart, gallop is gallon, ping is pint, and cur is cup. So just so you know, it's misspelled quantities. Units of volume, units of volume with us. All right, that's what you call perfect. There's still one more game, but this is just a finishing up game here. My cat's not happy about it, but that's how it is. He wants some kind of attention. It's the Octurtle. Again, I like these 5-letter word games. We're going to do the hardest one today. It's the Rescue. Just something I like to do on a daily basis. I'm going to do it. Part of the old DRO something. Could that be and with a T? So it's got to be droit. That's a word. DROIT. I'm out there. And that's good because that gives us the I, which we didn't have. This is you got to solve 8 of these 5-letter words. There's a bunch of variations they do every single day, but this is one of the hardest ones. AR. Then what else? SH. So it could be harsh. Could be marsh. Let's hold off on that one. Oh no, yeah, it could be because it has an H at the end. Let's see if there's something easier. This was interesting because, yeah, this one has to be rapid. We have all the letters. It has to start with R, and it has to have a PID, so it can't be redip. So that's an easy one. We got 6 more to go. I wonder if any of these are spelled out here. Something O, and then there's a PC or something, or IC. It could be, That one I have to think about here. This one must be easier, right? Yeah, because we know there's an H, but we're not where it is. I think that one has to be haste because there's nothing else it could be. And that will tell us down here if this word is, yeah, it's R-A, I think it's going to be ranch, R-A-N, no, it can't be C, there's no C, but it can't be S, there's no H, so what is that at the end there? G-H, R-A, it could be Raga, R-A-G-A-H. No, it can't be. It could be Raja, R-A-H. That's in the dictionary. A-H, believe it or not, it is. When you eliminate all the words it can't be and you figure out one it is, then it's that's the good one. Let's see what we got here. We have D and E and an R. It could end in ER too. So it could be... if it has a diphthong but it's not DR, it could be let's see, none of them. Look at these consonants, not really any, right? DL, the DL, no. DW, no. So it's probably a vowel, the only one it could be. So I think it's DE something. And then there's an R. What could that be? It could be defer, D-E-F-E-R. I like it. Okay, that's good. That gave us the F. The F is down here. Interesting. Here. What could go after that? C. Okay, so it could be flack, F-L-A-C-K. And if it's not, it's a very helpful word, but it was. All right, we're doing really good on the rescue today. It's my favorite game, and I only get about 60% of it, but we're not finished. We still have 3 guesses to get 2 words, and that's pretty good at this stage. All we know is there's an A and I in that word. Oof. That's going to be interesting. We have to use vowel consonants from the ones we haven't used yet, which is down there, the dark ones there. That's going to take... It could be Maxim, M-A... X-I-M. I don't think it could be any other word. Let's find out. Oof, it could have been some other word. But we got the M. It's not Maxim. It's not magic. Manic? No. What's at the end there? Huh. What is this word? If it's not Maxim, I really thought it was Maxim. Could have been, by the way. M-A, mania. Okay. We still could win this game. All right. The A can go there. It's mania. Okay. And then the last word is, okay, that was helpful. So O-N-I-C. Okay. O-N-I ends in C. There's only one word that fits that, which is ionic. Right. It can't be Bonic or Zonic. Yeah, okay. All right, so we win today. So close. What? Oh, Sonic. I forgot we didn't have the S. It could have been Ionic, though. Wow, that's a loss. We have to smash that into a loss. I forgot. In fact, I should have noticed that because it has a yellow S there. It had to have an S in it. Oof. That was what you call a kind of a brain fart. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone watching that. Nobody cares. But I'm mad because I knew it was not Ionic. Because Ionic does not have an S in it. I just didn't look at the letter list carefully. Sonic is a perfectly good. Now I'm embarrassed. I did this live in front of an audience of almost very small. Okay, so what's going to happen next is a short break. I'm going to take, which I need after all that brain work. Whew. Oh yeah, I'm going to put myself in the musical category because the rest of it is a private musical performance for me and myself, and also I and my cat and the mouse in my pocket, and those are the only people who are invited. It's good. I guess Guitar Day. Unless I'm looking at my brand new bass, which is so gorgeous. Look how beautiful this bass is. I got this for my birthday. I bought a new bass. It is so, you got to see it in real life, but you can kind of see how it moves around. It's also, this isn't Ibanez. This is not, it's not a Fender or a or like a Gibson, or it's not one of those. Um, but boy, it's called Tropical Seafloor, but it plays really nice too. I put flat wounds on it. Gosh, I love this bass. So we might do the bass thing today. I don't know, maybe not. But lots of streaming to do. Let me just run my mid roll and get ready for that. We're gonna move over to the musical category. We're unmuted. Get the things going on here. That's better that way. Hopefully like that. That's about right. Actually, check this. There we go. All right. Okay, got a little tune in here. Let me just tune her up a bit. Where's my tuner? It's close. Okay, so the guitar of the day is a Gibson Les Paul. This model is called a Tribute, which doesn't really mean much of anything. It's a studio with a somewhat fancier, slightly different pickups and somewhat fancier, slightly, but you can tell it's a studio from the, as opposed to a standard or some other, by the lack of the binding on the neck or the body, like a binding. But it's got this great, you can see the visible maple cap and mahogany body, which is a classic. Really required. They experimented with a lot of different types of wood combinations when they designed the Les Paul in the 1950s, and they really think they got it right with a mahogany body and a maple top. And you can kind of see here, this is the mahogany body I'm talking about, and then where it looks light colored there, that's a maple top. And you can see the edges too. If you look up close, you can see that's wood, a different kind of wood. And then they just put a top layer of the gold. This is a satin gold. Also, the high-end gold tops have a shiny metallic. Still a little out of tune. Oh, jeez. Haven't picked this up in a while. It's my favorites, though. All right, close enough for government work. All right, what do I want to do here? The Star Wars Lego down there. We're gonna start building that Friday. A song I heard them do live on Friday night. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. Head heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. As she stood in the doorway, I heard the mission bell. And I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely face. This Plenty of room at the Hotel California. What a nice surprise. Bring your alibis. Mirrors on the ceiling. Pink champagne on ice. She said, we are all just prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. Stabbed it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last that I remember was running from the dawn. I had to find a passage back in the place I closed the phone. Oh, relax to the nightmare. Program to receive. You can check out any time you like. But you can never like. And it goes on for a while. I want to do some karaoke songs. Here is itchy. A little Diet Coke here. Because I've just been itching to do some of these songs. Here's this one here. Pause for a second here. Get this ready here. I'm currently obsessed with this song. It's pretty easy too. I just had to. Oh, this be up to about there. There, perfect. Somewhere deep inside. Wait, I didn't get the opening. Somewhere deep inside, something's got a hold on you, pushing me aside, stretch on forever. And I know that I'm right, first time in my life. That's why I'll tell you, better be home soon. Stripping back the coats, lies and deception. That's a little out of my range, but I'm going to keep trying it. Let's do this one. It's hard too. Okay, Capo 2. Give me a second here. And I set my sights on Monday, and I got myself undressed. I ain't ready for the altar, but I do agree there's times when a woman sure can be a friend of mine. Well, I keep on thinking about you, Sister Golden Hair Surprise, and I just can't live without you. And you see it in my eyes. I've been one more correspondent. I've been you too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Yeah, you make me feel the pain when you meet me in the air. When you love me just a little, just enough to show you care. Well, I tried to fake it, I don't mind saying, I just can't make it. Well, I keep on thinking about you, Sister Golden Hair Surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? I've been one more correspondent. I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't mean you ain't been on my mind. Will you leave me when you meet me in the air? Will you love me just a little, enough to show you care? When I tried to fake it, I don't mind saying, just can't make it. I love that song. Okay, I wanted to try a song I haven't done, but we heard performed. I'm sure there's a version of it here. We'll do Peacefully in Sweden. Pretty sure. Actually, I think we did do this one time. What should we do? What's a good version I haven't? What's got the most views? It's got yeah, seems to be worth a try. I wanna stay with you in the desert tonight, with the big stars all around. 'Cause I got a peaceful piece of feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing there on the ground. night. Man, they were tight. Much better than that, by the way. I think I got another song. I want to work my voice out to the point of discussion. You know, I want to do Torn, man. I like doing Torn. Cable 3.
To cry, well, you couldn't beat that man I adored. You don't seem to know, don't seem to care what your heart is for. I don't know him anymore. There's nothing where it used to lie. Our conversation has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's fine, I'm torn. I'm out of bed. This is how I feel. Holding back and chain, I make it on the floor. Vision never change into something real. I'm awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late. I'm already home. So I guess the fortune teller's right. I should have seen just what was there and not some holy light. But you crawl beneath my veins and no, I don't care. I have no love. I don't miss it all that much. Just so many things that I can't touch. I'm torn. I'm out of bed. This is how I feel. Cold and I'm ashamed. I make it on the floor. Illusion never change into something real. Wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late. I'm already torn. Nothing where you used to lie. My inspiration has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's right, I'm gone. I'm out of bed. This is how I feel. All night have shame. I make it on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. Wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. I'm out of bed. This is how I feel. Rolling out the shade. I'm looking on the floor. You're a little late. I'm already gone. Got fun songs to do though. What's we got here? Oh gosh, yes. Diet Coke. Change up. I get the chords here. I've not done this one too many times. It's in G.
B, why are you flat? There we go. Thank you. Much better.
Wish I was special, so fucking special. I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. Wanna have control. Want a perfect body. Want a perfect soul. Want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so fucking special. Wish I was special. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh, she's running out the door. She's whatever you want. So fucking special. Wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here. Close. I'm having fun. That's the important thing. I don't know. Oh, this is a tough one. Told you sitting with the problem, maybe. What's the problem? I know it. Maybe I'm in love. Think about it every time I think about it. It's not that it matter how much I already think you hear this. Just to hear it 'cause I get ignored. If it's love, it makes me wanna turn around and face me, but I don't know nothing I love. Whoa. Come on, turn a little faster. Come on, world will follow after. Come on, everybody's after love. love and all this love melting under blue skies, melting at the sun like a shimmer and love. Well, baby, I surrender to the strawberry ice cream every day of all of its love. Well, I didn't mean to do it, but there's no escaping your love. These nights are blinding me. We're never alone, never alone. No, no. Come on, move a little closer. Come on, won't hear you whisper. Come on, settle inside of my love. Come on, get up a little higher. Come on, if you feel a little lighter. Come on, we were once upon a time in love. Accidentally 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 in love. Accidentally. My voice I've got a question. That's it for the say, boy, man. Sometimes you know. I really wanted to push my voice because my after hearing the Eagles, and I think I want to sing a lot more, but to get better, you have to do it 5 days a week, and I only sing 2 days a week, so I'm gonna have to start singing on off days because I can tell my voice is like I haven't sung in a couple weeks, and it's already. Whoosh. All right, let me do my little outro. Again, no Lego today because it is a work day, Wednesday. But Lego starting the next time. Oh, top viewers on stream. Boo, how exciting. Lego will be next time. I'm ending a little early. That's about the normal time, 2 hours 7. But the singing, wow. Something I can feel like my voice, your voice is a muscle. And sometimes your voice is going to crap up. It's a good thing I don't have to give any speeches later today, is all I'm saying. But I'll recover by tomorrow as long as I don't talk too much. But that's the thing. I got to get my voice back in shape, physical shape. And it's the only way to do it is by singing your ass off. And today I was almost like key for a while. It's more like I'm trying to go for more strength, more tone. Oof. Okay. That's good. It's good. I like crunching on the ice when it's hot day. Again, Friday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what time it is for you. It could be 23 different time zones. But I had a great time streaming. I came back to the stream. A lot of people came in and said hello. It was always great. I'm going to do my little outro here. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Oh, I started really low because my voice is, I don't have any high range today. All right, see you soon.